So it is time for us to do our January 2025 tier list. And yeah, we have our regular topics here. We have cup contenders, playoff locks, playoffs likely, wild card race, playoffs unlikely, and James Hagan's seasons. Let's go through all the teams here, starting off with Anaheim. Where do we have Anaheim?
Listen, it's Anaheim's actually done better recently, so I'm gonna put them in playoffs unlikely, even though they're on a 3-game losing streak.
Really? Okay, we'll put them in
Well,
playoffs unlikely.
hold up, let me just double check this real quick. Nah, put them in James Hagen's team. They're bottom 5 in the league.
Yeah, they got to be in. They got to be in James Hagan's. I was about to
Yeah,
say that to you. They got to be in Hagan's season, for sure. Yeah, no debate there. The Dostal effect, I feel like, has really worn off a little bit. But let's move on to the Boston Bruins. Bruins probably should be in wild card race. What do you think?
yeah, wild card race. I don't think we're to the point where like I want to say the Bruins have played the most games in the NHL.
They're not likely in my eyes to make the
They're
playoffs.
not like in my eyes, but we're just gonna keep them in wild card race.
Yeah. Buffalo. I think we know what's happening.
Buffalo, it's James Hagen's season.
Oh yeah, James Hagan season. Yeah, we'll leave it at that. Buffalo, disappointing year. Calgary Flames.
Flames are in the wild card race.
Yeah, I think they have to be. If they're right in that area with Boston and Calgary, they have to be in that spot. Carolina.
I'd say they're playoff locks.
Yeah, I would say too. They have been a little bit slow at
They've been a
points.
little shaky recently. I don't think they're like a cup contender this year,
I don't think so either. I
but
feel
I
like
don't I don't
we
think they're bad though.
we said they would take a step back, and I feel like that's what's happened. So
Yeah.
again. Chicago Blackhawks, James Hagan season. I'm just gonna leave it at that. It's Hagan season there. They're dead last in the NHL. There's a lot of problems there still with that team. Colorado Avalanche.
The Avs, they're in the wild card race right now. So it's honestly surprising me to say that right now because they got 57 points.
No, they're not in the wild card race.
Yeah,
They're not in the
they're.
wild card race.
You
They
don't
are
think so?
no, they are in a wild card spot, but look at how far ahead they are from everybody else in that race. They're six
It's
points
true.
ahead of
All right,
everybody.
we'll put them in playoffs likely.
Yeah, that's again like they are in a wild card spot, but
They've also played like 3 more games than Calgary,
that
three
is
more
true.
games than Vancouver.
That is true, but I think the Avalanche are
We'll
likely to
find.
make.
They'll make. I think they're likely playoffs.
Yeah, I wouldn't put them in that column with like Calgary and Vancouver, who are
Yeah,
bad.
I think they're a step above.
Yeah, Columbus. Columbus is probably in wild card race. At least
Yeah,
that's
I'd say they're wild card race
yeah.
for sure. Stepped it up. They're playing great as of late. So like they're
Yeah,
7. What we were said earlier, they're 7-2-1 in their last 10
yeah. They have been again phenomenal as we've mentioned. Dallas Stars
playoffs likely.
likely
You
really.
you look at where they are in the division. I mean,
They
I
are
think they're
okay.
they're
They are
they're
only 3 points back of Colorado.
2 points.
They have oh yeah 2 points. I can't do math, but
Yeah,
they
I know. If you want to move on to locks, I don't hate that either though.
mm, I think they're a lock.
Okay.
Again, like I think even though they aren't that far back of Colorado, like I still think like those four teams like they're likely to make it, and I think Dallas is a lock. Detroit is that's
I
hard.
honestly feel like Detroit's playoffs unlikely.
I kind of lean towards that too. Like I feel like especially with what we've and knowing my luck, they're gonna lose to the Flyers while I'm there tomorrow. But I feel like the McClellan effect has really worn off with these losses to Dallas and Tampa Bay.
Yeah,
So yeah, I'll agree with that. Oilers. For me, I
I
think
think
they go top two tier.
I
Win cup.
think that I think they're cup contenders.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I wanted to see where you were
Even
first.
even though I still think Stuart Skinner is probably one of the worst starters in the league, they are cup contenders. They are.
Yeah, they really need to
Got to go on. I'll be honest. John Gibson to Oilers makes sense.
yeah, but we've heard that rumor for how long?
I know it's been years. It's been
Yeah.
years.
Yeah, almost half a decade it feels like. Florida Panthers. I feel like we got to put the Panthers up here as well.
I feel like they're. You think they're cup contenders? You think they're locks?
I think they're
We'll go cup. They're a defending chance. We'll give them their
just won the
flowers.
cup last year. We can't
Yeah.
do that. LA Kings.
Playoff locks.
Yeah, I agree. Wow, we're moving through this really fast.
Been playing some good hockey lately, so
Yeah, I also want to say, prayers up to everybody who's dealing with the fires right now in LA.
yes,
Terrible that are going on.
yeah.
There is a thing that's going on with the Kings. They are planning on making a relief game, raising money for the people there that are dealing with the fire. So pretty awesome movement there by the Kings. But yeah, hopefully.
Yeah, just to all of our California listeners who have been affected by these fires, we offer our sympathies, and hopefully they get resolved soon.
Yep. Minnesota Wild.
While they're locks, I wouldn't call them cup contenders.
They teetered off a little bit.
They did.
They really kind of stopped from that hot start. I think a lot of it is though because they've got a lot of injuries. Kaprizov's hurt. I'm pretty sure Hartman's out of the lineup. Zuccarello's out. They have some injuries.
They hit by injuries. I still think they could be cup contenders, but for now we're gonna put them in locks.
Yeah. Montreal, I think you got to put wild card race.
You got them in the wild card race. It's weird putting them there since we had them in James Hagen's season like a month ago.
People are gonna hate to see that, but yeah. They're in the wild card race in my opinion. Nashville.
I think Nashville is playoffs unlikely because I don't think they're bottom 5 anymore. Oh, they are.
No, they're below Anaheim.
So, would you put them? Where would you put them?
I don't know. Like I think I don't want to put them in James Hagen's, but again, if we're gonna put them in unlikely, we probably should put Anaheim in unlikely too, because they're below.
All right.
Anaheim.
Well, let's put Nashville and James Hagen's. They're the fourth team in the league, so I feel like the 5 teams that are bottom 5 should go in that category.
Yeah, I agree with that. Again, I think that out of those 5 teams we're gonna put in Hagen's, I think it's still possible that
they're probably the one that can get out of this hole.
Yeah, for sure. New Jersey Devils.
Cup contenders.
Really? Okay.
I'm fighting with it because they've kind of they've kind of teetered off too.
They're in a slump, but I will say this: last February, not this past February, the February when they were really good, or the January where they were really good, that's when they had a slump as well. Yeah. I remember making that video for some reason.
I still feel like New Jersey has the personnel and they have the roster to be a cup contender.
They have it. They have it for sure. Just because they're slumped right now, I don't think that defines them.
Mm-hmm.
The Islanders.
Unlikely.
Unlikely, for sure. They are just. They might even be James Hagen's season. They're only a point back of a point ahead of Anaheim. So again, things have gotten bad there in Long Island for sure. And then they're going to go on a heater in February. Watch, it always happens.
Every time we be distant teams on the podcast, they have to go on random 8-game heaters.
Yep, we're going to talk about the Islanders next week. They would have won 6 or 7 in a row. The Rangers. Rangers are in wild card race.
I think they're in the wild card race. Yeah, I would say.
Same thing with the Sens.
I would argue playoffs likely, but we'll go wild card race. I don't want to jinx myself.
I think we need to realize that all of these other teams
are in the wild card race. Yeah.
Philadelphia, same thing.
Same thing.
Wild card race. Pittsburgh, though, I'm gonna go playoffs unlikely.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Again, we talked about them a lot on this pod. I think that they're not good. They're not good. San Jose, it's the Hagens.
It's James Hagen's season.
It's the Hagens. It's all about the Hagens. Yeah, so San Jose. They look the fun of them last month and the month before is still there, but it's kind of fallen off. They're still not a good team.
Yeah. Seattle is unlikely.
I agree. I just don't think that they are. Again, we already talked about them a little bit earlier, but I don't think they are really contenders. St. Louis,
Wild card race.
yeah, they got to be in the wild card race. I look at them. They're only a point back of Calgary. I didn't realize they were that close. Wow.
They beat Vegas tonight. So
Tampa Bay. Do
I
we put
feel
Tampa Bay in wild card?
I'm gonna put them in the playoffs late because they're in that 3 spot right now. So
Yeah, I think we got it. I agree with that for sure. And they also have games in hand as well, even if they
yes,
are losing them. They still have games in hand. Toronto.
Toronto. Cup. It's either cup contenders or playoff lock.
It's lock. It's lock. I have said in podcasts that I think that they are playing way better under Berube. Berube has been a great ad. They have looked awesome under him. They still have a lot of the same problems. They still do.
Yeah.
They lack inconsistency. They quote bumble f the puck, is what Steve Dangle said. So they are still trying to find things out there. I don't think they are there yet necessarily to be a cup contender, in my opinion. They got to get over the hump still.
Mhm.
Utah.
Would you
Gotta
say they're in the race,
they're
or you say unlikely? Unlikely. Okay.
they are tied with Seattle. They got to be unlikely.
But they got. Actually, they're on the same page as Vancouver and Calgary. So yeah, that's fair.
I hate to say it.
Speaking of Vancouver, I'd say Vancouver is in the wild card race.
Yeah, yeah. We can mesh these teams around a little bit after, but I would agree with that. I don't think that. But yeah, they're literally a point back of Calgary, so they have to be. Vegas. They
I'm
just
good.
2 years ago. I got to put
I
them.
you think I'd still put them in locks due to their slump, but we can go playoff cup contenders.
Well, the Devils are also in a slump, though. That's the thing.
Yeah, okay, let's put them in cup contenders then.
Washington.
I still think they're only a lock. I don't think I'm not sold on the Capitals, especially after seeing them play.
I
Uh,
need to see playoff success.
yeah, like I'll be honest, I don't trust this team. I really don't. I've been I've said this back and forth. Like I don't think the Capitals are as good as they seem.
All these teams up here, they have playoff experience. Oilers went to the Cup final. Panthers went to the Cup final twice. Vegas went to
Jersey's
the Cup final.
Jersey been to the
Detroit
second round.
won, but they've been to the second round. We know what they can do. Washington, with me, this team is on an incredible run. They're shooting at a high shooting percentage. Again, I'm not saying that that is the reason why they've been so good. I just don't know if I'm willing to put them in Cup contenders just yet. Like, again, Minnesota last year is like down here,
Yeah,
but now they're up here. Washington was down here. Now they're up here. So again, I don't really know. I don't buy into them being cup contenders.
people are gonna hate that. They're gonna hate that, but
I know. I get that as well, which is why I want to put Winnipeg in playoff lock too.
that's fair. Yep. I was just saying, like Winnipeg is on a great run, but here's the thing: there's no playoff success. There's been no playoff success outside of when they went to the third round, and that was with a different core.
Look at all of these teams that are in locks right now. You look at Carolina, you look at Dallas. Those are the only two teams for me that you could like be like, okay, they are the only ones that have like sustained playoff success. The others, first round exit. First round exit. Did not make the playoffs.
Like like
First round
like
exit. First
yeah,
round exit.
like multiple first round exits. We're talking like multiple first round exits.
Yeah. Again, I think that I see the argument of some people saying they are contenders, but I haven't seen what I've wanted to see from them yet, where I can be like, yeah, they're real cup contenders, because a lot of these teams have flumped in the playoffs. So people won't like that, but that's what I think. So
Yeah, and that's
like that.
that's so going over it again in cup contenders. We got the Oilers, we got the Panthers, we got the Devils, and the Knights. On the playoff lock, Leafs, Hurricanes, Stars, Kings, Wild, Capitals, Jets. In playoffs, likely we only have 2 teams. We have the Avs and we have the Bolts. In the wild card race, holy jumping Jesus, we got Boston, Calgary, Columbus, Montreal, Rangers, Ottawa, Philadelphia, St. Louis, Vancouver.
Yeah, mosh pit.
Playoffs unlikely. Detroit, Islanders, Pittsburgh, Utah, Seattle. And everyone's favorite category, James Hagan season. We got Nashville, Anaheim, Buffalo, San Jose, and Chicago.
Yeah, I think we did pretty good.